Good morning. This is Giovanni Gallucci, joined by Chloe Dawn and Rachel Donovan, and this is the Daily Trend Report.
Morning, Gio. I drove in from Alpine before the heat came up. One coffee stop, windows down, best 40 minutes of the day.
I was in the grocery aisle at 7 shooting flash photos of soda cans again. The night crew has stopped asking.
That's the show. Today we've got carousels quietly eating reels, the clean label dye fight finally getting a sales receipt, and a look at the brands winning on personality instead of polish.
So the thing that jumped out at me this morning, and Travis and Eddie both flagged it, is that carousels are out engaging reels this quarter. That feels backwards. Everybody's been told film or die.
It sounds backwards until you look at what Instagram actually ranks. It ranks attention. A reel gets a glance and a thumb flick. A carousel gets a stop, a swipe, a back swipe, a save, and a send. The app watches every second of that.
So the format manufactures the exact behavior the ranking system is hunting for.
Every time. And here's the number that matters for the people we talk to. Q2 has carousels around 0.5% engagement against reels just under it, which sounds tiny, but the saves and the sends skew hard to carousels, and sends are now worth more than saves.
Wait, sends beat saves now? Last year, everybody was chasing the save.
It flipped. A save is you talking to yourself, a send is you handing the post to a friend, and the algorithm treats that like a personal recommendation. If a slide doesn't make somebody want to text it to one specific person, it's filler.
Eddie had a creator in his notes. Caitlin Rhodes, 217,000 followers and a 6-figure business. Carousel first, no daily video.
And that's the part I want the camera-shy operator to hear. For 2 years, the advice was, you have to be a performer to win here. You don't. You have to be clear, useful, and a little bit spicy. Carousels let you compete on ideas instead of a film crew, and most small brands have better ideas than they've production budget.
The trap has to be the lazy swipe through, though. 6 slides of nothing.
That's the whole risk. Carousels reward substance. A thin, templated one dies quiet. No saves, no sends. You have to write it for one real person and teach them something they didn't have at breakfast.
And this isn't only an Instagram thing, right? Travis had LinkedIn in the same note.
Same mechanic on both apps. LinkedIn cut organic reach on standard posts by about half this year and moved the weight to document and carousel posts. One dense teardown carousel a week now out-travels a month of hot takes. When the format that rewards substance is winning in 2 places at once, that's the cheap reach era closing and depth being what's left.
Give me the hook part again, the negative thing.
A negative hook names the mistake the reader's already making. Something like, you're killing your reach with this one habit. That beats 5 tips to grow, because the first one feels like it's about them, and the second feels like homework. Same content, different door in.
As the one who hates being on camera, this is the first Monday in a while I'm actually glad about.
That's the point. The bar moved from, can you perform, to, do you have something worth saying? Most operators clear that bar and don't know it yet.
Okay, 3 moves before we move on.
1. Build the carousel first, not as the thing you post when the video isn't ready. Face on slide 1, written for one specific person, and make that first slide sting a little. A negative hook outpulls a friendly one every time. 2. Chase the send, not the save. Before anything goes out, ask if a real person would forward it to a friend by name. If the answer's no, that slide is dead weight, so cut it. 3. Put a keyword on the last slide and wire the comment to a DM. Somebody types the word, and automation sends the link. A swipe turns into a lead while you sleep, which makes the carousel a revenue channel, not a vanity post.
Gio, this is the one I've been waiting on. For 10 years, Big Food's whole excuse was, shoppers won't buy the duller, natural version. Eddie's report says that excuse just lost its evidence.
It did. There's a new report out of the Confectioners Association and RTI, and the number is the story. Products labeled with natural colors grew sales better than 24% last year. The artificial dye versions grew 0.1%. That's not a preference survey, that's the register.
And who's actually winning on that?
The part I love. Yes, a couple of the giants have no dye lines doing fine, but the standout is a small family candy maker in Lufkin, Texas. They pulled the artificial color out of an old peanut crunch bar and watched dollar sales climb 60% over 5 years. A little Texas outfit read the room a decade before the companies with 400 SKUs did.
Is it only the small guys? Or are the giants finally moving too?
They're moving where it's cheap. Pepsi's no-dye Doritos and Cheetos line did $3 million in its first month, so the demand is obviously real. But that's one clean line bolted onto a catalog that's still mostly synthetic. A small brand's whole shelf can be clean, and that's a story the giant can't tell about itself.
Why couldn't the big guys move? They saw the same data.
Because reformulating runs anywhere from $50,000 to $500,000 a SKU, and the natural color supply is still thin. A company with a giant catalog is stuck running cost analyses. A small brand can just do it and start talking about it Monday. Speed is the whole edge here.
So the move is what everybody's going to do, which is post the beat on the cutting board.
And that's exactly why I'd skip it. Everybody's going to post the stat and film the beat this week. If you do the same thing, you're wallpaper. The sharper play is to make your buyers do the talking.
Say more.
Turn the proof into a prompt. Ask your people one question they can answer with a photo. What's the most artificial ingredient panel still hiding in your pantry? They'll flood your comments with receipts you never had to shoot, and every one of those is a tiny endorsement of your position.
And it gives the label readers somewhere to belong.
That's the engine. Meanwhile, the contrast writes itself. The same week this data lands, Nestle carves half its water business off to a private equity firm. That's the incumbent move, financial engineering on tired brands. You're the one who actually makes the thing and answers to the person drinking it. Let your community carry that difference for you.
Anything to watch before everybody rips out their dyes?
One real thing. Natural colors are harder to hold at scale. They fade and shift under heat and light and time on a warm shelf. Don't write a check with your marketing your supply chain can't cash. A gorgeous butterfly pea blue that turns gray by week 6 becomes the complaint thread you're managing. Get the stability right, then get loud about it.
3 things you can actually do with that.
1. Don't announce the stat, prompt with it. Ask your buyers to photograph the most artificial thing in their pantry and tag you. You get a month of content and a comment section full of proof you didn't have to make. 2. Give the label readers a name and a standing slot. A weekly repost of the Switch stories, a handle they rally under, a reason to tag you when they catch a neon ingredient in the wild. Belonging is what keeps them posting. 3. Make founder-owned a running post, not an about page. When people can see the private equity carve-ups happening up the street, quietly reminding them a real person owns this is a position the giant structurally can't take. Let's get concrete on what actually ran this week because there's a clean through line. As the platforms choke off cheap reach, the content that travels is a recognizable human the audience follows for the person, not the logo.
Give me a real one.
Rob Mayhew. He does in-character satire skits about agency and marketing life on LinkedIn, and he's pulling outsized engagement right as LinkedIn cut organic reach on standard posts by about half. The algorithm now rewards dwell time and real comments, and a character who's actually funny holds attention in a feed full of thought leadership sludge.
So the platform got stingier and the personality guy got bigger.
Because personality is the thing the new ranking can't fake and a competitor can't buy. Same lesson on the food side. There's a husband and wife duo, 2 people cooking, running a lo-fi Friday night dinner series. No polish, real kitchen, same 2 faces every week. It wins on loyalty, and it's the exact anti-fake UGC model brands should be studying.
What's the one that looks fine, but you'd flag?
Famous Footwear rented a comedy duo's audience for a back-to-school push. It's competent, it fits the buyer, and it's forgettable. Renting somebody else's audience for a season doesn't leave you with a voice when the season's over.
And the big budget swing?
Adidas went all in on the World Cup with Timothée Chalamet, north of $1 billion, and apparel sales jumped 34%. It worked. But the lesson for us is the timing, not the price tag. You can show up the same week as the cultural moment with something that sounds like you and catch the same wave for the price of a good idea.
Was there anything that solved a real problem instead of just being loud?
Heineken ran an open table pilot rewarding designated drivers with rideshare vouchers tied to its zero alcohol line. It gives the non-alcoholic product a reason to exist beyond not drinking, and getting home safe is inherently shareable. That's a personality move too. a brand with an actual point of view about its customers' night.
The through line is basically the same face, over and over.
It is. A logo doesn't build a following, a person does. The audience shows up for a voice it trusts, and once it trusts the voice, the product recommendation lands for free. That's the whole return on personality.
3 to take into the week.
1. Give your brand one recognizable person or character the audience returns for. Mayhew grew on LinkedIn by being a character while everyone around him posted sludge. Pick your face and let them build a following, not just a feed. 2. Turn your best format into a standing ritual, with the same face every week. A recurring series builds a habit audience the way a shiny one-off never does. Same day, same voice, so they come looking for you. 3. When a cultural moment shows up, borrow the timing, not the budget. You don't need a movie star. You need to be in the conversation the same week, in your own voice, before the moment cools. If this is the kind of thing you'd rather have running for your brand than figuring out at 11 at night, that's the work I do. Short-form video, carousels, the articles, the whole content stack, built to sound like you and show up every day. I'm Giovanni Gallucci. Find me at gallucci.net or DM at gallucci.net on Instagram or LinkedIn. Talk tomorrow.